Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. Today we're taking a look at the 1995 Honda NSX-R LM GT2, our first NSX to take on the track, and like a lot of NSXs in this game, it is a racing vehicle. This one has been added with the Gran Turismo 2 Plus mod. It was in Gran Turismo 1. I believe this is Honda's special model on the PAL region, and the GT1 Turbo, which is also here thanks to the mod, is the Japanese special model. I think that's the way this works. This car went to Le Mans and didn't do very well. The Teen Kunimitsu, I think it is. I love this livery though. This is an absolutely exquisite livery. It reminds me a lot of the Honda NSX-R prototype race car from the later GT games, and I really like that car. Mid-engined rear-wheel drive, 543 horsepower, 1,050 kilos. This, on paper, is very good. However, how is it going to get along with 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track? It's going to get those 6 laps to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Daihatsu Storia Rally car, a 28.410. The NSX-R GT2 is unlikely to beat that. Where is this going to end up? I have literally no idea. I don't think we've had a mid-engined rear-wheel drive race car to the point where actually the quickest mid-engined rear-wheel drive car we've had is the Weegert Vector, which currently sits in 6th place with a 29.021. So that was massive. Oh, we've had the GT1 race car. Sorry. I'm not expecting this to beat the GT1 race car. But then again, we had that TVR LM edition, and that was massively quick. So maybe this will be quick too. In case you're wondering, because obviously this car is not in the original GT2, this car apparently has its physics data adapted from GT1. So that's sort of how this is able to appear here. Again, like I say, one of the fantastic cars brought to the game thanks to the GT2 Plus mod, which I highly recommend and is always in the description if you wish to download it and use it on your own copy of GT2. And it even works on legitimate copies of GT2, apparently. Like, you can actually I don't know how you do it. I guess you write it to a disc or something, but you can actually play this in your PlayStation and have all the new features and stuff, which is cool. Unfortunately, I lost control there. So far, so predictable, I guess it would be for this. It's not doing terrible. It's also not lighting the world on fire. It doesn't quite have the downforce I'd expect it to. Sort of coming around here, I'm having to brake, which, admittedly, it is, you know, massively... Oop, I'm gonna spin it out, nice. It is massively quick in a straight line, but it is not, you know, it hasn't quite got the amount of downforce you might expect from a race car. I wonder if the GT1 Turbo is going to be any better in that regard. But I don't know, we'll try that one out when we get to it. And of course we've got the NSX-J GTC cars, which are notoriously hard to handle, so... I will say, compared to some of the horror stories I've heard about NSX race cars, this is... I'll take the colossal amounts of understeer over heroic amounts of oversteer, which this very easily could have. A little trepidatious on the throttle there. Just blast it to the line. What are we going to get? A 29.226. Not bad. Definitely not bad. I think there is some time in there. That last lap wasn't perfect, but ultimately the car doesn't handle that perfect. It's a little bit... Well, you can see there, it's a bit all over the place on how this handles. It's sort of understeery, but it makes also a lot of power. It's one of those race cars where you've really got to be careful over the bumps, because it sort of unsettles it quite a lot. Yeah, there's probably 0.2 in there, but it usually is. 29.226 will put it into 8th place. It is actually quicker than the Zanavi GT300 car we had go round, which is interesting. Quicker than the Calsonic GTR, trying to think of anything else comparable to this. Slower than the Wiegert Vector, but the Wiegert Vector had a hell of a lot more power and, dare I say, was actually slightly more drivable. It's not that far off the GT1 race car, to be honest with you, only about 0.5 in it. Yeah, it's not bad. It's just not brilliant. You're never expecting the NSXs to be particularly good around this course, because obviously mid-engine cars and Gran Turismo don't usually mix, and on top of that, it's a very sort of twisty, low-speed course. As I usually preface this, I'll say if this car was on any other racetrack in the game, it would be definitely towards the top of our leaderboard, but it is not any other racetrack. This is a unique challenge, and that's why we do it. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.